All right, let's get over to the birthday girl, Cassie Heiter, in for us this morning. How's the bus stop looking, Cass?
You know, this morning it's going to be a little on the cool side, but it's really not going to be all that bad, to be honest. I mean, things are really quiet this morning, and I stepped out pretty early this morning. I was like, I don't even really need a jacket right now. This is pretty nice. So we're starting out March 4th pretty quiet and calm. We do have a little bit of wind today out of the south. Let's go ahead and go to links 2 and look at that bus stop forecast. So again, for this morning, eventually temperatures still dropping just a little bit. I think we're going to start out in the upper 50s and low 60s, but it's going to be a big swing in temperatures for later today. Eventually, we do wind up at 80 degrees. So it's going to be just as warm as this weekend. The good news is the fire threat is going down. So we still have a moderate threat across central and western Oklahoma. We are still very much going to have to watch that fire threat later today. But as the week goes on, the moisture is going to increase, and we're going to start to improve that quite a bit. So this is our Integris camera of our Lucky Star SkyCam network. We've got mostly clear skies. We're at 62 degrees. The wind's out of the south right now at 19 miles an hour. Wind gusts near 30, so still a little breezy this morning. We're at 62 in Chandler, 63 in Shawnee, 60 in Yukon, 59 degrees right now in Kingfisher. So out ahead of the cold front, it's a south wind between about 15 to as much as around 30 miles an hour. But behind this front, that wind has already shifted to the northwest, still between about 15 to 20. And behind it, temperatures significantly colder. We're only in the 30s right now in the Panhandle. We have some 30s and lots of 40s showing up across the far west, but most of us upper 50s, some low 60s with some upper 60s right now across the eastern half of the state. So eventually today, nice and warm. Cold front will come in probably around 3, 4 o'clock or so. So until that does happen, it's going to be pretty nice outside generally. 79 degrees in Chandler, 81 in Shawnee, 81 and more today, 78 degrees this afternoon in Piedmont. But in the northwest, temperatures will be just a little bit cooler because the cold front's going to come in pretty early there. So the upper 60s around Woodward and Alva, 74 in Enid, 76 later today in Clinton. Again, that wind's going to be shifting to the northwest. And then overnight tonight, we're going to stay pretty quiet. I think clouds increase a little bit. So temperatures this time around only dropping down into the 40s for a lot of us. So 43 degrees in Piedmont, but 48 in Norman, 44 in Guthrie, the upper 30s around Kingfisher, and the far northwest, the mid 30s. But we've got the 20s out in Guyman, 38 degrees in Clinton, and far eastern Oklahoma. The cold front is going to take a little bit longer to get there. So we are looking at 50s and 60s overnight tonight. And during that time, as the cold front does push south and east of I-44, there is going to be a moderate chance of rain and storms in far southeast Oklahoma. The rest of us, when are we going to get a decent chance of rain around here? Well, it's going to take a little bit longer. I think towards the end of the week, we're looking at Thursday and Friday. Where is that storm? Well, it's not made landfall yet. It's way out in the Pacific. You can see that spin out there. Eventually, Thursday and Friday, the rain chances will increase for the rest of us. We could certainly use it because the fire threat, it's still very much there today. It's lower than what we had this weekend. But, you know, Tuesday, we're going to have some more rain across far southeast Oklahoma. Wednesday looks pretty quiet for most of us. It still looks pretty mild. Temperatures back in the 60s and 70s. But by Thursday and Friday, the moisture increases from the south. We're going to have a couple waves move in from the south and west. So the chance of rain and storms will be there for Thursday and Friday. There's also a chance, or maybe a low-end chance, of some severe storms. So that's going to be a possibility. Now, behind this storm, it does look significantly cooler. So for the weekend, temperatures dropping down into the 50s. But that doesn't last forever. By about early next week, we're going to be warming things back up. So for tomorrow afternoon, the mid-60s behind the front, but still 70s across the southeast. And then tomorrow afternoon, that chance of rain and storms staying in southeast Oklahoma with a low threat. Some of those also could become low and severe. Wednesday afternoon, mid to upper 60s across the northwest, about 70 degrees here in Oklahoma City. A moderate chance of rain and storms in the metro, but the chances will be highest off to the east. But there should be a low threat that we could see some small hail. Now, on Friday, everyone gets a chance of rain and a few thunderstorms with a decent amount of rain off to the east. And then this weekend, again, a lot cooler. We'll be right back.